What's up, everybody? It's the Bipolar Prophet, and welcome back to Old Ridge Farm in Farming Simulator 15. So the Old Ridge Farm Marathon continues. As you guys know, I've been putting up an Old Ridge video pretty much every day. For the simple reason that, we're still voting on the map that's going to replace Amagawa. That's going to go for a few more days. Today is Tuesday. You guys will see this on Thursday. Because I have a video for tomorrow already. I'm trying to be at least one day, if not two ahead every day, and probably next Monday, because the voting for the new map will end on Sunday. So probably next Monday, you'll see the first episode of whatever map gets picked. If you remember from the last episode of Old Ridge, we had caught some hail. We were rushing to bale and get bales stacked up and everything, and that's all done. I did a little fast forward of time, and as you can see, I've got the Case Puma here, all hooked up to the Ropa Keeler 2 potato harvester, and got me a topper, and we're ready to go harvest some potatoes. It's 6:04 in the morning. As you can see, it's still a little foggy, but I kind of want to get this going, so might as well go ahead and jump in and get started. We're not going very far across the street, but we are going across the street, and this is a pretty long piece of equipment, so we'll turn on some beacons. You'll get to get a good look at what the excavators came out and did. Tore up this old farm track. It wasn't all that bad, actually. If I'd had the correct equipment, I probably could have done it, but they have the right stuff. It was a lot easier for them to do it. So, and then I just came in after they dumped all the dirt in. Got everything smoothed out and pulled it all together. So now we're gonna have one big field over here, which is nice. Which is kind of what everybody's been sort of telling me that I should do anyway. Did I not hook up to the really? Wow, BP. This is already starting off well, huh? I apparently had unhooked from the potato harvester, didn't realize it, and just drove away without it. Not going to get too far without that. So, nope, this way. It's funny how heavy these toppers are. It's like a big old weight on the, well, it is a big old weight on the front of your tractor. It's kind of unbalanced in the back of the tractor, so I should have noticed something was wrong because the back end was real light, because I didn't have this monstrosity attached to it. Jeez. You wonder if real farmers ever do that? Probably not, right? Because, you have to get out, you have to hook stuff up, hydraulics and electrical and all that stuff, so you probably really can't drive away without something you'd think you're hooked up to. Okay, let's try that now. Again, take two? Nah, we'll just leave that in. Why not? Have a little BP-ness first thing in the morning here in Old Ridge. Alright, I think... Oh, you also notice that the Unimog is over here. I figure I'd try to dump into that. I don't know if that thing... If this... the discharge chute on this is going to be low enough, But we'll find out. So, okay. First thing we need to do is unfold all of this and get this into position. This is a big piece of equipment. It's really cool, though. It's something different from the sort of stock in-game stuff. A lot of conveyors and whatnot. It would be cool if it kind of spit out dirt, That would be pretty cool. Probably put the pipe up, I guess, just to get it out of the way. Yeah, I think we should be able to dump into the Unimog with this. I believe you can move this up and down, too. Yep. Okay, so there is a little bit of adjustability there. Very good. All right, now, we need to lower this and turn that on. And then lower that and turn that on. And we can turn that off. Jump in the cab. And the old Puma is working hard, that's for sure. In fact, it's really loud. Flash the screen, guys. I apologize. With all this stuff running, it's pretty loud, so. And we are picking up potatoes. All right. Not with any great speed, certainly, but we are doing it, so. It'd be nice to have some row crop wheels for this, or care wheels as they're called by a lot of people. But, to be honest, it's not that big of a deal to me. Would it be more realistic? Sure, but now this is where I have to remember to, oh, no, wrong thing. Which one lifts that? This one, okay. This is where I have to remember all the things on the console of the G27 that, what lowers what raises what, so. Kind of coming in a little crooked here. Again, I'm probably going to make a big mess of this. Probably should do a little bit of a headland, I guess, just so that I don't miss, a ton of potatoes, but Pretty sure this thing holds quite a bit too, so that'll be good. Won't have to stop all the time. I'm sure I could probably get Courseplay to do this, but, you know, it's kind of fun to do stuff yourself, so. Also got to remember that this thing is kind of long, so I don't want to turn off the row too quickly and miss, you know, the last few potatoes. It's not the best turning thing in the world, I will say that, but it's not awful, so, and the case has a good lock, even with this much sort of length on it, you know. As you can see, I kind of missed a row right there. I'm sure that's going to happen quite a bit. But we will do the best we can, get as many potatoes out of the ground as we can, so. This is, again, kind of what I'm focusing on in this episode. Want to get this done. Get these potatoes out of the ground, you know, and then probably the next episode, what we'll do is we'll sell everything and see how much money we have, you know. And then the animals are going to need to be taken care of. I've got a bunch of animals that are going to be sold, so you know. The sort of winter episodes, I was kind of worried about what I was actually going to do during them, but as it turns out, I'm going to have plenty of stuff to do, so won't be too much of an issue. I want to thank everybody for the comments, for you know, for all the suggestions and tips and everything. The questions, you know, even the firsts, you know, it's kind of cool. I don't have any issue with you guys. You know, if you guys get to the video first and you want to post first, that's fine. You know, I certainly don't have any problem with that. I think it's kind of neat. So, and I want to thank everybody for that stuff. You know, welcome to all the new viewers. We get the channel. You know, it grows pretty much every day, which is awesome. You know, welcome to all to all the new people. You know. See, now the one problem I have with this is I cannot back it up. Not with any sort of precision anyway, not without smashing a drawbar. It's just too long. But yeah, it's great to see, you know, it's great to see all the new people coming and watching the channel and, you know, commenting and everything, so. I want to thank everybody for your vote, too. If you haven't voted yet for Pick BP's next Farming Simulator 15 map, there's a straw poll link on the Facebook page, also on the description of the last video of the Volkshome video. So make sure you guys go over and vote for that. You know, a lot of people have already voted. Thank you so much for that. This is where it gets weird, because I don't really have enough room to sort of turn around the way I'd like to turn around, but okay. I think we're doing okay. We're not making too much of a mess, so. The yield, you know, the yield is the yield, I guess. It's not going to be awesome, just for the simple fact that these fields were not great. As you can see, they're ×7 and ×7, which is actually not, you know, not ideal. You know, too much or too little of anything is not great. You know, nutrient-wise and everything. The soil moisture came back up nice, and the soil pH is good, so those are all good things. Might as well top those weeds while I'm there, right? Oh. Now, I think what might make more sense is I think I have more room to turn around this way, so maybe I'll turn around this way. This is, like I said, a big, heavy piece of equipment. It really needs a more powerful tractor, but I don't have one right now, so we're going to use what we have. It takes that topper a minute to come down, too. I really want to do this in the cab. I think it'd be better in the cab, you know, more realistic anyway. So now let's see. Can I be slick and turn around and still go straight? Yeah, sort of, if I do it really quick. I get so paranoid, you know, about looking behind me while I'm driving. Apparently you can't top the weeds, really? That's interesting. As far as I knew, the topper was just a big lawnmower, but apparently not, so. Yeah, so the next few episodes will be pretty busy. You know, obviously we got to plant all the alfalfa. That's kind of got to be the, you know, one of the first things that needs to happen. And then, I missed a whole row there. How did that happen? I keep forgetting that this thing is actually, the potato harvester is considerably narrower than the topper, so I have to remember that. Wow, from this view, it looks like I was doing good. But then you look from the outside view, and you can see how much I actually missed. Oh, I'm making a big mess of this, huh? But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so the next few episodes would be pretty busy, you know, with the animals, getting the animals ready, getting the, you know, getting everything mucked out, planting alfalfa, selling everything, you know, and then a couple episodes in winter. You know, like I said, most of the stuff that that I want to do for the winter is already pretty much planned out. So, and then I'll get to show you all the sort of, you know, improvements to the map that I made. You know, because like I said, I have another version of the map ready to go. Just need to drop it in the mod folder. So, yeah, if I got all the potatoes, I'd be doing a lot better, huh? I wonder if I shouldn't top this first, because I think the width of the topper is more than the width of the harvester, so that may be screwing me up. I don't know if that's particularly efficient or not, but it's got to be more efficient than driving back to get the potatoes that you missed. You would think. I just don't want to leave any potatoes on the field, you know what I mean? It's like leaving a quarter in the, you know, in the ground every time you miss a potato, so, or thereabouts. And I don't want to do that, so. I wonder if it wouldn't be better to set course play up, maybe, to top this. And then I can come in behind it and do the harvest. I think I'm less likely to miss stuff that way. I could always put the topper on the Unimog, maybe. Or do I just do the topping? You know what? Let's do that. I'm going to go dump this into the Unimog, and then maybe I'll top it, I guess. Why not? Oh, actually, but what I need to do, though, is lift that up, turn it off, and hopefully this will dump into this without being too much of a crisis. Oop, can we turn that off, though? Thank you. That topper's really noisy. Now, how is this going to work? That's a tiny little spot. No, I don't know. I don't know. It's probably going to be easier to try to move the Unimog under the pipe than to try to move the harvester over the Unimog. Let's, yeah, let's try that. Every time I do potatoes with something that's not one of the big Grimmies, it's always a little fumbly, you know? Oh, because these potato harvesters obviously only, you know, pick up a couple of rows at a time, so... And you tend to forget that, and you end up just trying to do, you know... There we go. Oh. Is it putting potatoes, or does it just have some sort of random... Nope, putting corn in, I guess. Well, whatever. That's fine. It's potatoes regardless, so... One reason I decided to use this was it's going to be a little easier to dump into my potato storage over here now than, you know, trying to get a tipper in there. Just because of the way that I did it. The sheds, the way they had to put the sheds in, they don't really fit as probably ideally as they should. And I would have got smaller sheds, but like I said, I got a good deal on the larger one. So I figured, you know what, save a couple of bucks, you know, and live with the inconvenience. I mean, you can certainly back a tipper in here, you know, if you're patient and whatnot, but it might be a little easier with this. I'm not sure why this is putting corn in there instead of potatoes. Oh, it could be the multi-fruit. I have another multi-fruit that I installed for the... I got to find where the potatoes actually are in this trigger. Is right there. Found them. Yeah, I have another multi-fruit mod that was installed for all the pig forage system, you know, and I forgot to take it out, so. Because I'm still kind of messing around with that. I've got it all installed and everything, got all the material holders installed. It all works. It works really good, you know, and it looks really cool, too. But I'm still trying to decide on whether we're actually going to put that on the map or not, so. But I needed that mod, that multi-fruit extension module for it to actually read the all the material holders for the pig forage system, you know, so. All right, what are we going to do here? Without making this take, you know, 3 months, that would be kind of the goal. I think, you know what, let's do this. I think we should probably top this first, and then I'm less likely to miss stuff. So we will switch to that. Disconnect it. Nope, forward BP. We'll go top these fields. Why not? Back up a little bit. Lower that. Is it this one? Turn it on. Go forward. There we go. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. I think I'll miss less potatoes this way. You know, multi-step process. This might be a multi-part episode. Who knows, you know? Again, don't want to make you guys sit through, you know, 3 hours of me fumbling around with potatoes, so. Because that's no fun. Nobody wants that. Now I realize probably when you do this, you would have this thing on the back, maybe. I'm not really sure. You know, I don't know all that much about potatoes, so. Do this from in the cab? Yeah, why not? At least this will expose all the potatoes, and then it'll just be a matter of running up and down the rows. Be nice if this fog burned off. Don't know what the weather's supposed to be like today. Pretty sure it's not going to rain because, you know, again, we haven't had any rain in a very long time, so getting a fair amount of lag. You know, I think obviously I have a lot of scripts running now on the map for various things, you know, even things that aren't actually installed on the map just yet or on this version of the map. So that's probably causing a little lag, and I apologize for that. The fog causes a little lag. You know, it's one of those things. Sort of lag and low quality, you know, videos are sort of my hallmark, I guess, you know, and I work really hard to give you guys the best videos I can, and I appreciate that you guys, you know, that you guys understand that, and you're still coming and watching the videos and hanging out, and you know, and that's really the important thing to me. So, nope, gonna have to back up. You know what? I was just thinking about this earlier when I was kind of setting this up. If I turn the crop destruction on drive control, it might make me a better farmer because I'd have to be more careful. You know, I'd have to actually think about what I was doing instead of just whipping around and doing it, you know. I'm just so afraid because of these field sizes that I would just make such a massive mess. We have 3 fields of potatoes to harvest. You know, I think without making these videos an hour long, I think what we'll do is this. We'll try to get this field done at the very least. Get it topped. And what I'll do is off screen, I'll go and top all the other fields. Well, this now is one field, but the other half of this field, and then field 10. I'll top them all off screen and miss a whole bunch apparently for some reason. Not sure how that happened, but okay. And then we'll come back and harvest them all, you know. It should go a little quicker, I hope. I haven't done a lot of potato harvest, you know, with a sort of trailed potato harvester. Most of my potato and sugar beet harvesting has been done with the big self-drive machines, where it's all sort of one step, you know. So this is kind of new to me, but I better learn how to do it because I certainly cannot afford a big Grimmy potato harvester, you know. Could I maybe hire one in? Sure, but I think realistically, you know, to try to save some money would be better for me to do it myself. That keeler was very cheap. I think it only cost about $19,000. Obviously, it's used. It's been around a while, you know. That's why I wanted it, you know, I wanted the shop to run through it and check everything. A lot of the tines were bent. There was a couple of discs there that were kind of flat on the bottom. They get that way after a while. You know, they just kind of grind them around again. A couple of hydraulic hoses needed to be changed. Stuff that I could do, but, you know, some of the parts are pretty specific, and it's a lot easier for them to get them. And a lot easier for me to drop it off and say, hey, listen, you know, just get it done by potato harvest, and I'll be very appreciative. So. Now, as I mentioned in the last episode, I want to put sugar beets in the ground for next season. And that's going to require some sort of sugar beet harvester. Boy, it'd be nice if I could rent one, you know, or maybe lease one for a short term, just because they're so expensive. I don't really want. I'm obviously not going to go out and buy a big, you know, roper or anything. That's not going to happen. They're just far too expensive. You know, regular farmers, and by regular farmers, I mean farmers without, you know, massive amounts of acreage that maybe own big corporate farms. Let's back all the way through the edge. Are probably not going to be buying those things. You know, that's why you have contractors. That's why you have companies that come in and harvest the stuff for you. You know, but you know. I guess I could call around. Probably now would be the good time to start calling around and looking at, you know, what these guys are going to charge me to come down with one of those and harvest a couple of fields of sugar beets, you know. Not having a firm idea of the acreage of sugar beets I'm going to plant, though, might be an issue. Obviously, they're going to charge you based on acreage, you know what I mean, and how far they have to come out. So. I keep missing rows. Not sure how that's happening. Let me go to this view. Maybe I'm just not paying attention, huh? I may be trying to put this thing too far over, I guess. Geez, with the combine I use not enough with the topper I use too much. Yeah, I'm glad I left these headlands for the potatoes, because that's a big machine, and there's no way I'm going to make the turns if the potato rows are all the way to the end of the field. So even with the verge. 20 minutes. 20 minutes, we've only topped, 3/4 of this field. It's funny. It's another one of those things where it seems like it shouldn't take as long as it does, But, again, that the time thing is out of my control. I'm definitely going pretty much as fast as I can go. So maybe, what do I do here? Do we rethink this episode plan again? Do we say, well, let's top these fields and then we'll come back and harvest them? Yeah, let's do that. Again, if you guys don't want to see something, if you guys don't want to see, BP, geez, all you did was top a field and ramble on, if you guys don't want to see that, you're absolutely, please let me know, I'll do this kind of stuff off screen, and we'll do something else. If you want to see it, you can let me know that too, I think this is kind of an interesting process. Not something I think I've ever done in a video before. I don't think anyway, so. Nope. Come on, BP, get straight. Maybe we'll top, yeah, let's do that. Okay, just for now, I guess, we will top these fields. And then we'll come back and harvest them in the next episode. So, why not? Whoops. Didn't want to turn it off, just wanted to lift it up. Yeah, I'm actually using a D-pad on the G27 shifter for this. You turn it, you push it up, it raises and lowers the front implement. You push it down, it raises and lowers the back implement. You push it right, it turns the back implement on. You push it left, it turns the front implement on. So it's kind of cool, It's kind of like what you would have in a real tractor. So. Just getting used to it, I could label everything, I suppose, but I do use it. I do use this for other things, so I don't want to get confused when I'm in another game, some kind of overlay may not be a bad idea. I probably could put something together, I guess. Yeah, for maximum efficiency, what I should have done was had Courseplay do this while I came behind with the harvester and harvested the potatoes. But BP and maximum efficiency, not really working together. It's weird it doesn't top the weeds. I guess it obviously knows what it's supposed to cut and what it's not. So in real life, that thing would happily flail those weeds down to nothing. So. It is kind of neat to see a big potato field, without any foliage on it, because, like I said, most of the potato harvesting I've done in this game has been with the big, Grimmies and whatnot. So, to see it topped but not harvested is actually kind of cool. Well, this is where I'm going to have to back up so I don't drive through the hedge. I got a little close to the edge of the field here, so. Am I going to miss that edge? No, I'm going to get it. Very good. It's funny. I've said this over and over and over again, but you kind of think to yourself, like I was just thinking to myself when I was quiet there for a minute, amazingly enough, that I'm like, geez, is this going to be any fun to watch? You know what I mean? Are people actually going to want to watch this? And I have to, you have to remind yourself. It's one thing when you play the game, you can do whatever you want, right? When you make videos, you kind of have to keep your audience in mind, obviously. You know what I mean? I want to make videos you guys want to watch. I want to make videos you guys want, enjoy and whatnot. And I was just thinking, geez, is this going to be boring? Is this, are people just going to be like, all right, all BP did was top a field, and they're going to watch 2 minutes of the video, and and go away, and I get it. I certainly understand, and that's kind of where I need you guys' feedback to kind of let me know, about whether or not this is stuff you guys want to watch or not. because, you know, every time I do something like this, it's always sort of flying by the seat of my pants. Okay, I don't know how this is going to work out. You know, I was missing too many potatoes with the, you know, with the topper and the harvester because they're different widths. You know, so let me just top it. Should I have done this with course play? You know, this is all stuff I kind of need you guys to let me know. You know, I kind of forgot to lift it there. I need to get rid of that so I can see what I'm doing. No, forward, forward, forward. Too many buttons, too many buttons. That does look neat, though. I will say that. I also want to send a shout out to Geek Girl Gaming, Lauren. You guys probably all know who she is. You know, she's had an awfully rough time over the last few months. You know, with various personal issues and whatnot. And she left a pretty nice comment on a post that I had left for a video yesterday, I believe. She had said, you know, one of the reasons I watch you is to see what you're doing, you know, with FS. The other reason I watch you is because your voice is so calm and soothing. Yeah, okay. Calm and soothing. My voice has been called a lot of things. You know, as you guys know, I'm from New England. I have a very specific accent, you know. My voice can be a little gravelly at times because I do smoke and I do drink a little bit, you know. And those are all things that are bad for your voice, as you can imagine. So... but that was a very nice comment, you know, and I'm glad, Lauren, that you enjoy my voice, so. Is this running? Yes, okay. Couldn't quite see this fog, you know, but again, you know, I don't really have the time to be messing around. I got to get this done, so. Yeah, you know what? Let's just listen to BP ramble on while we top these fields. I'll top these two. I'll top the other one off screen, and the next episode we will be harvesting, and we're going to go until it's done. So, and you guys are absolutely welcome to leave me any feedback about, you know, hey, BP, come on, man, you know, could you do something that's not quite so boring, or, you know, or yeah, that was cool, we don't mind seeing it, or however you want to word it, you know. Believe me, I don't take offense at anything you guys leave me, you know. I enjoy the interaction, so. And if you're enjoying the dulcet tones of Bipolar Prophet, please let me know. I think I need to smoke more cigarettes so I can sound a little bit more like Wolfman Jack. 90% of you guys are not going to know who Wolfman Jack was. Very famous radio DJ from the 70s, you know. So, he had a really cool voice. He used to talk like this. So, R.I.P. Wolfman. What else can we talk about? Not really sure. Not really sure. What else can we talk about? Jeez, just kind of wish I was doing this in a stream, because then you guys could give me, you know, give me some ideas about what I should talk about. Oh, one thing we could talk about Beavis, Farmer Beavis. You guys are, I'm sure, all aware of the Beavis, you know. He's been doing some work with some channel stuff, you know. He's got a new channel trailer you guys should go check out. If you're not subscribed to Farmer Beavis, you should be. And, you know, you should go do that immediately after you watch this video. Notice I said after the video, please. He's got a channel trailer, which is really cool. You know, he's been really working hard on editing and things, which is really, you know, that's cool. You know, his videos are very fun to watch, as you guys know, with speech bubble and with, you know, with the sort of extra things he adds to it. I would really like to get into more editing. I'm just not sure how much editing my videos need. One thing that's always been sort of the standard of my videos is that, you know, there's a beginning, you know, maybe my intro, maybe some music, maybe a little splash screen, you know, thumbnail kind of deal, and then boom, right into the video, and then there's an ending with some music, you know, my outro and whatnot. I'm not sure what else I could do in the middle, you know. I am my own speech bubble, as you guys know. I will talk, you know, crap about myself. I don't need a speech bubble to do it for me, so I wouldn't mind making a new intro. I like the one I have because it fits the channel. It kind of describes everything I do, you know. But I wouldn't mind making a more animated one, you know. And the thing is that I can do the animation, but to do the video editing is where I kind of struggle with. I have a whole bunch of video editing software. As you guys may or may not know, I use Movie Maker pretty much for everything that I do. Because it's easy and because it does everything I need it to do. I did pick up a new one not too long ago, you know, a free one, because the really powerful ones are very expensive. and I just cannot justify the cost. A, I don't have the money. B, I need other things. You know, I'm not going to drop $500 on a video editor, you know, to make, you know, my sort of subpar quality videos. I would much rather drop $500 on, you know, new PC parts so I could make better videos first. That's kind of the goal anyway. So. Wow, this is going to be a big field once it's all planted. You know, it's good though. Definitely could use the increase in acreage. So, you know, didn't add all that much to it by pulling them together, but enough. I think it's going to make a pretty significant difference. Come springtime, definitely going to look at some more fields too. Actually, might not wait till spring. You know, might as well get on to the find out who owns some of these fields and you know, and talk to them about prices and whatnot, and see what we can do. You know. I want to address a comment that somebody left me about my rant about milk prices. Please be aware that, you know, this being sort of a storytelling role, Let's Play, you know, or at least that's what it's turned into, thanks to Mike, you know. If I was talking about milk prices, not in the game, because they're pretty static in the game, you know what I mean? They don't change very much. To be honest, I don't know if they change at all. I haven't really paid all that much attention to it, you know what I mean? But I was more talking about real life, you know, and all the information that I have, because I am American, I live in America, you know, in real life, and all the information I have is pulled from, you know, news and news blogs and news sites and things like that. So when I was talking about milk prices in the episode before last, it was all based on things that I've been reading about the UK. So, and this is UK-based map, you know, so I figured it would be, you know, kind of interesting to pull that story into the game. So that's what that was about. As far as the in-game milk prices go, yeah, I guess they're fine, you know. I don't really know. I don't really pay that much attention. You know, midnight comes and, you know, the milk gets sold and that's it, so. Although, actually, you know what? Can't you look now to see what the milk is actually going for? I think you can, right? Milk, 40 cents. Is that a liter? 40 cents a liter. Well, you know what? That's not awful, especially if you have a lot of milk, you know. Look at eggs, $11.42 a piece. How much is a piece? Is that each? Geez, if that's each, I'm buying 10,000 chickens. I never noticed that before. That can't be. Maybe a dozen? Maybe $11 a dozen? I would not want to pay that for a dozen eggs. It's bad enough that eggs in real life are getting up to $6 a dozen now because of the bird flu. Oh, that can't be. Maybe that's 100 pieces. It's got to be. It can't be a piece, because if that's the case, then I'm doing nothing but raising chickens. Because that's where the money is, apparently, though. Way more than wool, way more than, you know, than crops for the most part, though. And a lot easier in the long run, too. Welcome to Old Ridge, BP Farms at Old Ridge. Chicken, you know, poultry farming. Oh. If you guys may know what the story with that is, whether, you know, if that's, because it just cannot be per egg. It can't. $11.42 an egg. There's no way. You know, eggs would have to be $50 a dozen for, you know, if that was the case. If you guys know how that works, if it's by the 100 maybe, it can't even be by the dozen. You can certainly let me know, you know, or maybe it is by the piece and the game is just completely insane. Oh. Now I wish I had a topper that was about 15 meters wide. You know, you don't realize how long stuff takes until you start doing it. You know, again, you know, this is stuff that needs to be done. I'm having fun. You know, I'm rambling on as I like to do. As you guys know, that's what I do. So, you know, and I'm kind of the other thing too about this series is because there's so many videos coming out. Because I'm kind of trying to fill, you know, the gap until the next map is picked. So, you know, I'm going to show you the stuff that gets done on a daily basis. You know, because I don't have much else to show you. So. There will be more Euro Truck videos coming out pretty soon. I was having a little issue with Euro Truck episode 4 or part 4 of my Rotterdam to Moscow run got screwed up somehow. So unfortunately, I can tell you I made it into Moscow. I dropped off my load. Everything went pretty smooth. There wasn't any damage or anything. I wasn't late or anything like that. So that all ran pretty smooth. I will do that run again at some point just because I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. And I've sort of been driving around doing a lot of little jobs lately, without recording them. So, but there will be some more ETS coming pretty shortly on the channel now that I've sort of got all my mod issues figured out. I took out the big money pack. I added a bunch of Jazzy Cat stuff because I know it works and it all works together, So, I also have another game that I'm going to start making videos of. It's a survival space game. You guys know, you may or may not know that I'm into that stuff. I really enjoy Space Engineers, when it works. And there's a new sort of it's sort of a combination of Space Engineers and Ark Survival Evolved. If you guys are familiar with that, and if you're not, you should go watch David Oldfield and Caravera76 because they're both doing Let's Plays on that game, and it's a lot of fun. And this is kind of a combination of that, in a sort of very early fashion. It's a very early release game, you know what I mean? Basically just came out. But it looks like it's a lot of fun. I watched a friend of mine, Mac, stream on it. You guys may be aware of Mac. I have sort of linked to him before. And he's doing a great job having a Let's Play. He's really into the survival games, things like that, and doing a great job. I like watching Mac for the simple fact that he's kind of like the professor. He will figure out how to play a game, and he will play it the best way you could possibly play it, you know what I mean? And he'll show you how to do it. And the thing about watching it is that I kind of wanted to do a Let's Play where I just kind of jumped in and went, well, let's BP all over this, you know what I mean? Because I don't know what I'm doing, and let's die a bunch of times, and let's just have a good time, you know what I mean? So watching Mac, as much as I love watching him, and he's a good friend of mine, and I really enjoy his streams, I've been like, oh, could you play something else, man? Because I don't want to know too much about this game so I can fumble through it. But you'll probably see that on the channel before too much longer as well. What do you talk about when you're topping these big fields? I don't know. Pretty much talked about everything I needed to talk about, I think, so. Nope, lift, thank you. Let's see. Oh, we can talk about mods. I don't know if you guys saw the new mod, the Beast wood chipper that came out on Mod Hoster. It's Caravera76 did a great mod review on it, mod showcase on it. That thing is nasty. I mean, it's a big, self-contained unit. It's got a hopper, it's also got a chute, because the hopper is basically just there to sort of as an overflow. If your trailer gets full and you need to go dump it somewhere, it can hold a little bit, while you wait for the trailer to come back or another trailer pulls underneath it or whatever. It's very realistic. It's very cool looking, And I was trying to figure out a way, how do I get that on a, either Old Ridge or... But to be honest, if one of the maps that has a lot of logging gets picked on it, we may start right off with that. Just because that thing's neat and I want to use it. So we may start right off logging. Why not? Because that's not something I normally do. Normally I do all the, farm stuff and then go into logging. But we might switch it up this time. So I don't see that thing on Old Ridge. It's just too big and there's just not enough trees. So... got a little bit of map editing to do to get the the brewery down. As you know, I've been kind of going on with this brewery story about I know where I want to put the brewery, but I need to do a little bit of map editing to get it in where I want it. So really enjoying the map editing too. I wanted to shout out Enzo. Enzo Next, as you guys may have seen in the comments. Enzo is a member of OEB. He's the guy who created this map along with OEB. And he was just immensely helpful with me during my Windows 10 troubles, Him and Jim from Predatory Gaming and Sadis, the other member of OEB, and the developer of Courseplay, as you guys may be aware. They were just awesome, a big help. And Enzo commented on a video a while back, the 50th episode video, said, hey, congrats on 50. Enzo, I want to thank you for making such an amazing map, that just keeps me wanting to play on it. So, yes, I've made some, fairly significant changes to it. But I'm trying really hard not to change the atmosphere of the map that you created with this map that made me want to play it in the first place. And thank you so much for giving us a map that's just amazing. You guys may have noticed the mod list is up. Will I update it constantly? Well, I'll try. I will definitely try, guys. I will give it my absolute best to keep it updated. Every time I add a mod. But what happens with me a lot of times is I don't cruise the mod sites anymore like I used to. I used to every day, 8, 10, 12 mod sites looking for mods. I don't do that anymore because there's just not enough good mods. There's a bunch of good mods, but they don't come out with the frequency that they used to, which is unfortunate. So if I find a mod, sometimes I'll put it in the mod folder or whatever, or leave it in the downloads folder until I need to use it, and forget about it, and then forget that I ever got it, and so of course forget that I put it, to put it on a mod list. So, okay, you can go off now. Thank you. All right, so that's done. We have now topped both those fields. I'll go and top field 10 off screen, and then in the next episode we will come back and harvest. So I believe I have a screenshot for this already when it wasn't quite so foggy, so I'm not going to take another one because the fog is cool, but it doesn't make for great thumbnails. So there you go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, you guys can let me know what you think about all of that stuff. Whether you want to see this kind of stuff, whether you don't want to see it. If you got any suggestions, any tips, anything like that, more than glad to hear them, more than glad to reply to them. I love interacting with you guys, as you all know. I want to make sure I shout out to everybody. Welcome to the new viewers to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Please consider leaving a like on the videos. It helps me and the channel out a whole bunch. Gets me higher up in the searches and stuff, and it allows me to get exposed to more people, and that way I can make more videos for everybody. As always, everything you guys do for the channel, thank you so much. If you're new and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's the best way of being notified of when I make a video and when I upload a video, which is pretty much every day. What else? If you haven't followed me on the Facebook page, Bipolar Prophet Gaming on Facebook, and on Twitter, @Bipolar Prophet. If you follow me, I'll be glad to follow you back. And as always, guys, thanks so much for making me a part of your YouTube day. And this is the Bipolar Prophet saying, see you later.